Hello, nice. Well, hello, Arvinauts. We are super excited to be hosting this live stream workshop. And yeah, thank you for joining us today. We have a live demonstration and also a workshop with Crossmint and Pirate Nation. And yeah, Crossmint brings infrastructure for developers to build seamless NFT applications. And maybe you already know Pirate Nation as well. It's an awesome game inspired by pirates. And yeah, it's a fully on chain pirates adventure on Arbitrum. And maybe we can start with some introductions here. My name is Anna, community manager at the Arbitrum Foundation, and we'll have Adam from Pirate Nation who will be joining us in a few minutes. And we also have with us Danny. So, Danny, I would
Hello.
love to know more about you. Like, what do you
Sure.
do at Crossmint? And yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, thanks for letting Crossmint join the fun. As the title on above my image shows or over my image shows, my name is Danny Mulvihill, and I head developer relations at Crossmint. So my background is software engineering, but nowadays I kind of get to do a bit of a hybrid and just like lean on that technical background, but do more things like this, talk to people, and work on the outward facing documentation and content that developers would see as they encounter Crossmint. So let's see, without getting too much into the details of, who I am and where I'm from, we'll jump into a quick demo. And first I'll explain a few things about what Crossmint does in case you haven't heard about us yet. So if you're building an NFT project, there's a lot of boxes you need to check, a lot of things you need to do. So whether it's getting really down and dirty and writing and deploying a smart contract, or thinking about how your users are actually going to interact with the application, there can be quite a few steps, and some of them are a bit arduous. So what Crossmint focuses on is making that really easy for not just end users, but also brands, enterprises, and long tail developers to implement. the story that, like, taking it way back, how I view what Crossmint should be doing is my own experience of what it was like to first interact with a product named Twilio, which I bet every single one of you, whether you've heard of Twilio or not, has been impacted by their service. The first thing that they really did was they made SMS programmable so that with a couple lines of code, you could send an SMS text message. So almost every time you get a 6-digit code to verify you are who you are, or that you actually own your cell phone, it's probably sent from Twilio. And my experience, probably, 10 or 12 years ago, as a software engineer, was needing to implement some SMS stuff, coming across Twilio, and was just blown away by how easy it was to send that text message from some PHP. And that's what I'm focused and wanting to do with Crossmint, but with NFTs, so that you as a developer, or maybe even just a creator who want to leverage like this kind of new exciting tool set, can make it happen really easily. And so I'm going to show you a quick demo that walks you through like how to do it. And this will be just a completely no code way. We are pretty focused on making these tools accessible through a user interface. But keep in mind that if you are more of a hardcore developer, all of that stuff is available too. We have like a full REST API for minting NFTs, creating wallets, getting the contents of those wallets, and all those things like that. So just to say that if you're a hardcore dev, like we can help you too. But this demo will focus on the more easy approach. And even as a dev, these tools can make it a lot easier, so that rather than jumping into your editor and coding, you can just log into the developer console and like deploy a collection, do some tests, and then get into the more sophisticated aspects of your project. So let's go ahead and I'll present my screen. Okay, I was like, I don't have slides. We're doing this live. Okay, let's see. I want to share this tab right here. I'll make that a little bit wider. Okay, so right now we're looking at the Crossmint developer console. And one thing I want to highlight is that we're in the staging environment. So we have two environments available to people outside of Crossmint: staging and production. And this one you can see by the subdomain of the URL that we're on, staging.crossmint.com. and I'm here logged in. I created myself like a sample project for this so that you didn't have to see my other hundreds of test collections, and named it Arbitrum based on the Pirate Nation theme here today, and that we're going to be working with the Arbitrum blockchain. So with that, I'm on the collections tab, and what we're going to do here is just quickly configure and deploy a collection through the Crossmint console. And so this is actually going to, the final step will deploy a smart contract on the Arbitrum network. And let's call this Yargatrum. We'll call it Blackbeard Tribute. And let me upload this file that I created in Midjourney just a little bit ago for this exact demo. And eventually, when I turn my camera off as Adam joins us, you'll see that this is my profile picture now. Okay, so with that uploaded, talk through a few steps here. So these fields we're filling out right now, like this is the collection name, right? So if you're writing a smart contract, this would maybe be the name that you would use, but this is what's going to represent the entire collection. And then later we'll get into the step where we actually set up the NFTs themselves. These are optional when you're testing. So once again, we're on staging, and all these are set to optional. Heads up though, when you're moving your project to production, there will be a step where you need to verify the collection for anti-money laundering and all these various compliance things. So it is important that when you move to production, you actually fill out the website and or Twitter, so that we have some way to kind of verify that you are who you say you are, and that your project isn't promising 30% yield and all this, stuff that we can't unfortunately support with credit card purchases. All right, so with that, now we do have a few options. If you already, maybe you are a smart contract developer and you're writing your own contracts, you can import that into Crossmint and then add credit card checkout tools to your existing contract. Or maybe you're working with another platform like Manifold or Highlight or something, and you're deploying your contracts there. You can also import those into Crossmint. For this demo today, I'm actually just going to use the Crossmint deployer, where we will deploy it on your behalf. And I'm going to check both of these boxes in case we have time to show both of these demos. Just to talk through them real quick, the airdrop NFTs option, in most cases, you probably wouldn't check both of these boxes. You would do one or the other. And the distinction being that for this airdrop NFTs, this is going to be most likely enabling you to either allow users to claim an NFT for free, or this is a quick way to set up a collection that can be used with our minting API. So maybe you have some sort of other front end that collects payment from the users through the rest of your brand and enterprise experience. And then in the back end, you actually just want to call a REST API to mint those NFTs. So I don't know if I can talk about that one yet, but so without getting into too much details, I'll let you imagine kind of some of the ways that you could use that. And then selling NFTs, this would be like, you specifically want to sell an NFT or a digital asset, if that's how you want to refer to it in your language. We're going to go ahead and check both so that we can see both flows without deploying a second collection. Oh man, and I forgot, I don't have the Arbitrum option available in the self-serve here. So I'm just going to go with Polygon right here. Note that if you use the API, you can very easily create a collection with Arbitrum and even Arbitrum Nova, I believe. But just to get through this demo here, we'll do this, and know that in a short time, we'll make these other chains available here just to select here in the console. I'm going to set a very low price, and I beg of you to do the same when you're testing so that you don't deploy our testnet or use up our testnet tokens unnecessarily. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're setting the price, and then we're setting the recipient wallet so that when your buyers actually purchase the NFTs, this will be the wallet that will ultimately receive those funds. And then here, just a quick review, kind of look everything, see that everything looks right, agree to this content policy. And there's nothing crazy in here. It's basically just like, you're not setting up a gambling site. You're not essentially building a security, promising yield on your NFTs and things like that, stuff that we can't support, or other illegal stuff. As long as you're like doing lawful things, you're not going to have any issue with the content policy. All right, so right now we're actually deploying that collection or that smart contract, so that's available. And then the next step that we need to do real quick is to actually make an NFT available to mint. So now the smart contract exists, but we need to define the metadata that actually describes those NFTs when either somebody claims them or they purchase them, or maybe you mint them on their behalf via a backend REST API. So I'm going to give this a similar name. We'll call this the Blackbeard Tribute NFT. For this one, we're going to kind of set it up like an open edition where the metadata is the same for every NFT. And I'll just make it, well, unlimited always freaks me out in case people get really excited. I'm going to upload that same image as I used for the collection here. And then we'll just call this a fun sample NFT. And we will save that. So now what we've done is we've configured everything required so that a user can actually mint one of these NFTs. Well, for a user, we got one more step. So let's now go into this payments tab in the left-hand navigation here. And before I do that, let me show you one other way you can test that. You can actually just click these three vertical dots, click mint and send, and you can either send directly to an email. So I can send it to myself like that. Or you can also do it directly to a wallet address. So if you wanted to send it to your MetaMask or some other wallet that you use to kind of just make sure everything looks good. Okay, so now let's jump into setting up an actual payments. Let's see here. So now it makes sense to talk about a few different ways that you can do payments. The easiest way that you could get this started is the no-code storefront, and that's what we're going to do in a second. But we also have a payment button that's completely free for creators to use. There are some fees added for the purchaser when they're actually checking out with a credit card. And that's like a button that you just add to your website, and they can click it, add their credit card details, and purchase that NFT. We also have a more sophisticated option called embedded checkout, where there's like event subscriptions like right in the front end. So your application can know what's happening in the payment process and the minting process, and then update your application based on all of that happening. So if you have like a more sophisticated tool or DApp that you want to build, embedded would be the way to go. It is a paid product. So if you can test it out completely on staging though, and see if it makes sense for the project you're building. And then another quick way though, like maybe it's a really just fun, simple project and you want to get it off the ground really quickly, or you want to test it out, you can do the no-code storefront. And this actually, it leverages these same tools underneath the hood, of course. So you'd click the no-code storefront option, enable it here. One thing to keep in mind if you are importing a contract, there are some limitations on that. Essentially, the mint function needs to have a very simple signature in that it must accept a recipient parameter, which it will mint the NFT to, and optionally, it can include a quantity parameter. If you have extra arguments that are passed into your mint function, unfortunately, right now, the storefront won't work for you, but I've made a few wish list items internally so that we can expand that. So I'll save this. And then note that we have this URL live right here that I can copy, and I'll open this in a new tab. Let me share this tab instead. Okay, so now, just like that, I was talking a lot, so maybe it took more than 5 minutes, but let's say in roughly 10 minutes, you deployed a smart contract, uploaded the metadata for the NFT, and you have a publicly accessible storefront live that you could share with users right away. Because this is on staging, you can also test the purchase flow end to end. So I'm going to copy this test credit card number. And this button that you see right here, this is what I was referring to with the pay button that's available. And as opposed to the embedded checkout where it's a little more, it's not going to open a pop-up window like this. Well, it looks like I got to share this tab also. So as this checkout loads, I'm going to take a look at the, okay, so you can kind of see that it's a very tall screen. Let me, yeah, I'll kind of go through it. If it looks weird, maybe Anna, you can speak up and let me know that I should share my entire screen or something.
It looks good.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the
Yeah,
heads
well,
up.
I can see the payment.
Cool. Okay, so what I'm going
Yeah.
to do is actually, I'm logged in with like an internal account that lets me test different flows. So I'm going to switch to a different email so that I can show you like what your buyers are basically going to always see. So now I'm logged in with my Crossmint account. And then here we have this checkout form. I'm going to paste in that test credit card number. And we'll just call this testy tester 10. So now we're processing a credit card payment. And essentially what's happening while this is delivering the NFT, I'll take a moment to explain what's going on. We accept the credit card payment from the purchase or from the buyer. And then we're not like on the fly bridging the currency and doing all this crazy stuff. We maintain a treasury. And so we accept payment and then we actually send a mint transaction directly to the contract. So if you've imported your own contract and the mint function just lets the contract itself accumulate the funds, we're actually going to send, ETH or Matic or whatever the case may be directly to that contract, just like any standard mint purchase. So for the project, it works really smooth for you. You still get paid the way you're expecting to. You don't have to, deal with setting up a bank account and sharing all that type of stuff with us. We are working on some tools that will believe it or not, there are some brands that don't want to touch crypto at all, or they're just in a highly, compliance or regulated market where it's just, they're not even really able to. So we're working on tools where they can like still play with this Web3 world, but not have to touch crypto until the regulations are a little bit more clear. And I think that's something that we'll see coming next year. So now I've purchased this NFT. I can open it in Crossmint, and I'll make this window a little bit bigger. And jump over to another tab so I can get my code. Let's see. Here we go.
So just a quick question there. So for someone who doesn't maybe have a wallet, they just need to share their email, and then a wallet is automatically created with your email, or how is it?
Man, I feel like we should hire you on it. Like I should have been saying that, but yeah, that's exactly right. So, and I kind of alluded to this in the very beginning in that a big part of it, there's a few obstacles for brands to get into Web3 stuff. The first one is, touching crypto. A lot of devs are still like afraid of smart contracts because of all the hacks that are happening. And so there's a lot of obstacles just from that standpoint. But then let's say you figured all that out. You have a killer dev team. They're blockchain crypto aware, like they know what's up. Then you got to figure out how your users to actually interact with you. And so that's another key thing that we enable is if your user shows up and they don't have a wallet existing already, and they just use the credit card form, just like this flow that we just looked at. I already had a wallet because I've tested this thousands of times, obviously. But even for a brand new user, we'll just generate a wallet for them on the fly and then mint the NFT directly to that wallet. So every single buyer has a unique wallet. There's not like some gigantic wallet holding hundreds of thousands of NFTs and we just like track it in a database on the back end. Every single user does in fact have their own wallet. It's backed by Fireblocks, which is an industry standard for this kind of stuff. They secure billions in assets, so they're super legit. In fact, we don't even have full access to the private key. We also interact with these wallets through APIs and whatnot. And the other detail I wanted to share there was that, in fact, this is kind of a cool privacy feature. And if let's say I'm Pirate Nation, for example, and I have all these projects. Anybody who buys from me, if they didn't already have a wallet, then we would generate one for them. Now, let's say they go like they start playing another game or they interact with some other NFT project. We're going to generate a new wallet for that buyer and that project. And this is so that, like, as a user, I can't be tracked across different projects. So, like, say you do have some information about me with your project, you won't necessarily just be able to look at the wallet and go figure out what I'm doing with this other project or know that I'm even interacting with other things in any way. So, as a brand, maybe that's not great because you'd like to know all this data about your user. But as an end user, it's kind of a nice feature that you can trust. These wallets are sort of maybe a good analogy would be like virtual credit cards. When you check out and you're able to process the transaction without giving the company your real card info. That's one way to look at it. So here we go. I minted this NFT. I'll actually, if you want to get yourself a testnet NFT, I'll share I think this is still, no, that was my login code. Don't worry, it expired in case you're trying to go log into my account. Here's the link right here, and I'll share it in the chat. So you can test out the flow right there yourself. Just use that test credit card number, which is all 4 2s, and you can see what the flow is like end to end yourself. Any questions? Well, let me stop there for a second. I've been saying a lot for a minute here, so I'll just kind of stop and see where we can go from here. Let me copy that. And there's that test credit card number if you want to try it out at all. So I think I have a demo.
I'm going to share the links to everyone here.
Oh, I just shared in the private chat. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, no worries. I got you. So yeah, here is the link that Danny shared, and also the information for the credit card if you wanna try it out.
So then I'll show
it's
you
not a
one.
real one.
Yeah. So one last thing here. Let me get back to. I think this is the one I want to share. All right. So I'm going to go back to staging. So once again, staging at crossmint.com, going back to the console. And let me switch to my, that's why it messed up. I logged out of my other account. So I won't walk you through the claims page flow, but it's very, very similar to setting up a payment, like a storefront like that. We have a similar tool where you can allow users to claim NFTs for free, so that, these could be more like loyalty things. Like maybe a good example would be a live stream like this. You set up a free claim and, share the link privately in the live stream, and it has a time duration, and anybody who attended could mint that NFT sort of as like a proof of attendance type of thing.
Nice. Good to see. To be honest, it was super, it looks super easy. Like it took you like 5 minutes, and if you took 10 minutes, it was because you were explaining more. But yeah, it looks super easy. And well, Renato is here. Is saying that link doesn't work. Thank you, Renato, for
Let me
letting us know.
double check that.
Yeah.
So which man, I'm checking it right now. Where are you located, Renato? Are you in Brazil, based on your name?
Yeah, also Canard, I think. Yeah, maybe you can share again the link so we can share it again to see if it's
looks like I gotta
correct.
connect my YouTube account. Just a second. I'm joining the live chat.
And Danny, for example, if there is more people wanting to get involved with Crossmint, like what's the best way for them to get involved, and also ask questions about this process as well?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say, especially for people that are probably on this stream, joining our Discord would be a good place to start. So if you have developer questions or just kind of general questions. There's lots of, I mean, they've maybe already been asked. Unfortunately, I don't find that people in Discord try to find existing answers very often, so they just get asked again and again and again. But feel free to do that, and I'll probably be one of the people answering you. And then, of course, check out our website. There's crossmint.com, lots of info there. And our docs page is docs.crossmint.com. It's about to get much sexier too. We've been doing a lot of work on overhauling documentation and just like putting the finishing touches on that. So that should be hopefully live before Christmas, and that'll be my own personal Christmas present. So yeah, I'm looking at the chat. So my comment failed to post. Oh, I see. No, I see what the there is a little bit of extra on that link there. So it doesn't let me post to the live chat, Anna, but if you could post it again, I noticed that it just had opens in a new tab appended to the actual URL, and I think that's what's messing it up. It should just end in drop.
Yeah, let me try, because when I share it, it's automatically sharing that as well.
Yeah, here, let me get you details. Let's see here. I wonder where that
Maybe
tab came from.
maybe it's too long, or can you share it maybe through
Sure, it's
Slack?
you again in the
Share it? Yeah.
Oh, it looks like you. Yeah, I'll send it to you in Slack. Good call.
Oh yeah, it's some like Black Lizard and X Divine is sharing that. They can open it. But yeah, let's see. But while we are analyzing why the link is not working, I can see Adam is here.
Yes,
Adam
nice.
from Pirate Nation. So I'm going to add Adam to stage. Hi Adam, how are you? Nice to see you here.
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
How's it going?
Yeah, well, it's great. Danny showed us how to use Crossmint, and yeah, excited to have you here to hear more about what you're doing on Pirate Nation, and yeah, what's new there.
Awesome.
Please tell us about yourself, about your role, what is Pirate Nation for the people that doesn't know yet.
Hello, people who I can't see in the audience. My name is Adam. I am the product lead over at Proof of Play. Proof of Play is a fully on-chain game blockchain development company. So the way we think about our companies is we have basically two divisions that are all this exact same people working on everything, but we have the technology side of the business, which is focused on building out tooling to allow us to build games on chain. And then we have the game studio, which is focused on a game called Pirate Nation. And so as Pirate Nation gets better, the technology part of the business gets better. And as the technology part of the business gets better, the game gets better. And so we have this virtuous loop of development where we are dogfooding our own product in the market. And so we have, this game, Pirate Nation, we've been live for over a year now, which is crazy to say. We do weekly releases of the game, just making sure that we're either improving customer-facing features, back-end features, adding new gameplay systems, changing gameplay systems, and we're working through like a very agile development style, just very closely listening to the community, understanding what they want, seeing what the market is doing, making tweaks and adjustments as we see fit. And we have like a really exciting launch coming up later today, which I'm not allowed to talk about, unfortunately, but it's going to be like, I think
we were about to get the alpha, but no, sorry.
I think it's been kind of like a game changer for us, and I'm really excited to see that feature hit the game. It's something we've been talking about or hinting at for a really long time, and it's finally coming out. So like maybe even during this call, we'll see. But yeah, it's been a really incredible ride, just building out this business week by week, brick by brick. Slow and steady wins the race is sort of how we're approaching it, but also moving extremely fast because weekly releases puts a lot of pressure on the team across the board. And so far we've been delivering. So I am really excited to actually walk you through the game, show you a little bit about how it works. Also, we're going to go into the shop and I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff using, of course, our our Crossmint integration, been a really great partner so far to work with, and very responsive in all the things that we're doing. And we've definitely pushed them a little bit on some new features as well. So exciting to be on the call with you here, Danny. And I'm going to be buying a bunch of items from the shop that we just launched earlier today, and we'll be giving them away as well in our Discord. So stick around. I'm going to have a code at the end of my spiel here and in the gameplay, and we'll be distributing them to the people in our Discord who follow a very simple set of instructions that I'll give at the end. So stick around. You don't want to miss it. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I want to explain the game, talk to you about it, how it works. One thing that I want to just stress is that we say this very publicly. We're in beta. We're constantly making the game better, and we feel really good about where we're at right now, but we know we still have a ways to go. Our goal is to be mass market casual game played by tens of millions of people per day. We are not there yet, but we are taking steps to get there. Piece by piece. All right, so I've never used this platform before. I think this should work. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And I'm going to share this one. Okay. Okay, can everyone see? You see the game?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome. This is called Parrot's Perch. This is our main island. There's a little gift waiting for me. It's my pirate. So we have this very friendly, cutesy voxel style. The reason we did that is because we think it's really mass market appeal. People love Legos. People love these blocky characters. It's very easy to build an art in this style for others. And so we're very focused on building UGC. The game is fully on chain. So everything you see here is going to happen in real time on chain. We've built a series of really complicated contracts to enable that. The game runs about 65 contracts so far that enable everything that you see here to be possible, which is kind of, I don't think there's any games that are quite as on-chain as us. Like, we don't run any servers. And the reason we do that is because we believe in a couple of the core elements of on-chainness, like permanence. Our CEO is one of the founders of Farmville, and there was hundreds of millions of people playing that game for billions of hours. I'm just gonna walk around here while I talk. Maybe we'll make it a little more interesting and show you the island. And at some point, they pulled the plug on it, and all that work, effort, time, money that was spent making the game into something amazing, it just disappeared. And so we want to build something that will outlast us. We want to build something that will be generationally available. If we decide to go work on another game or move on, we want other people to be able to pick up the mantle where we left off. And because everything is on chain, that is entirely possible. UGC is also something really important to us. We want to see people create in this world. We want to see people modify it, change it, upgrade it, take their own tweaks. And a lot of the engineers in our team started programming specifically because they wanted to learn how to program games. And so we want to bring that to light to others. And that's part of the engineering side of the business, which is we're building tooling to make it easier for us to build on-chain games. And simultaneously, we are building tooling that will eventually allow other people to build on-chain games easily. And if you were to talk to our CEO, he would say that he believes that eventually he thinks it'll be possible that on-chains will be easier to build than off-chain games. So we're living that thesis every single day. So I want to walk you through just what you might do in the game. So here are my pirates. I happen to have a number of pirates in this account. And so we have a quest list. And so each one of these quests is a certain number of energy associated with it. I have on the base account 150 energy per day. That's if you have one pirate or 100 pirates in your account. And so I can choose to go about and choose these actions. So there's a very strong min-max element to this game of like, what is the optimal thing to do with my energy? What is the right strategy? What am I trying to accomplish? And I'll walk you through the core game loop. So every time I click a button, this is sending a transaction to the blockchain. And so you can see that here. I can look at the transaction. And so you can see this did a transaction on chain just now, like real time. What we were able to do actually in building this was we built our own random VRF or random verifier. And we were working with another provider, and we decided to just build it ourselves because we thought it'd be faster and more effective. And we were able to get the randomness down to like 1 second, which makes it feel almost like a Web 2 game. Not quite, but definitely a lot less Web3 than anything else. A lot more Web2 than anything else that I've seen so far. Another thing that you'll notice is that every time I click a button, I'm not being asked to click a pop-up with my MetaMask, and then it's just happening. We created this piece of technology called an operator wallet, and the way the operator wallet works is when you enter the game for the first time and you sign in, you delegate this browser-based wallet. So it is not a wallet you have access to. It lives in your browser. If you reset your cookies, it goes away, but you just reauthorize it the next time. So every time you click a button, the operator wallet is authorized to hit our gas relayer. So we're also paying for all the transactions on chain, and it triggers it says like, hey, Pirate Nation, Founders Pirate 1801 did a transaction for 5 energy, send it to the chain. And so then it immediately sends to the chain. From the player perspective, like it's invisible. They don't care that they're playing a blockchain game. They don't know. But all this stuff is verifiable and provable on chain if you ever wanted to look. And so I can see all my transaction history here, and I can also check that on the Arbitrum Nova chain. So that is the quests. We also have these things called bounties. These are things that you can go on for a longer period of time. So I want to select a couple of my pirates. Again, all these depend on the goals we're trying to optimize for. So I'm going to send 3 pirates on this bounty. And, at some point, I come back in 11 hours, and then I'll have a 19% chance of getting a compass, 1% chance of getting a worn copper coin, like all sorts of different things. So I'm just going to run through this. I'm going to confirm. And then I don't have enough pirates. Oops, this one needs 20 pirates. I don't have 20 pirates. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to send them on a mission. And again, that has now put them into a contract that is fully on chain that says like, these pirates are in a bounty, leave them alone. So you notice that I also, when I was doing some quests, I was, here I'm going to chop some wood, and I'm going to also harvest some cotton. If I go into my inventory now, again, in real time, I see the wood that I have here that I've just created, and I can craft that wood, of course, into an ore. So 1 ore requires 3 wood. So what is the purpose of all of this, right? You go on quests, you craft items, or you quest for items, and then you craft them. But like, what's the purpose? So the real purpose is you take your pirate and you're leveling them up. And as you level up your pirate, they get better cards. And the cards allow you to thrive in our battle mode. So we have here a battle mode, which is effectively it's very similar in nature to Slay the Spire or Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. So at the beginning of every turn, this ship, I have a frigate, it has 4 action points. And so the higher level pirate that I have, which is up here, so this is a level 10 pirate, the higher level the pirate is, the more and better cards they have. The more cards that I have, the more likely I am to be able to beat my opponent. So I'm going to start off by, next attack this turn deals 25% damage, and then I'm going to do this move, which is deal 30 damage to all opponents. So I just wiped all those people out with like 45 damage. And then I have 1 more card here to deal 10 damage. So my turn is now complete. I've used up all my action points, and then the turn is over, and I click end turn. And now I'm going to take a barrage of attacks from these tiny little skiffs. And so, they took off a bunch of health for me. I had a lot of health to begin with, so we're all good. Now I'm going to deal 15 damage here, put a bleed, and then I'm going to see if I can take this ship out right now. Nope, I don't have enough action points. So, all right, he's gone. All right, so now I'm going to see if I can finish him off. So I got this deal 25, deal 25. So this is a core game, part of the core game loop. So it's you collect items, you level up your pirate, you craft ships. The ships are fairly difficult to craft. They're also available on the marketplace for purchase from people who've already built them. And so the cool thing about being a fully decentralized game and decentralized market is that some people are just crafters. They're just out there building ships and selling them off to people who don't want to wait, 2 to 3 weeks or so to gather the resources required to build their own ship. And that's a totally legitimate way to play this game. So I've just beat this first battle, victory, amazing. And so this is called the Gauntlet. We have 5 battles every single day. It resets at 7. Let's see if I can get a cool set of monsters in the next one, or if it's just more ships. But we have all these like cute monsters and enemies that we've created. All right, this is just another ship battle. So I'm going to flee for now and be a coward. And I want to show you a little bit more of the game depth. So we have this deck creation. So anyone who's played any form of card games in the past, this would be familiar with them. So these are all the cards that I have available to me, and I could either include them or exclude them from the deck in order to go into battle with the best possible deck for victory. This pirate is only level 10, which means that this pirate only has 30 cards, and the deck is 40 cards. Sorry, let me turn this off. The deck is 40 cards total, so until you hit level 15, you're not going to be able to have any choice, and you have to go in with what you have. So this is what we have here. We have one other element of the game, which is an island builder. I'm not sure if this account has any items in it, but let's see. Oh, okay, I have some stuff in here. So I can place on my island, I only have one thing to place, so it's not going to be very exciting. But I can decorate my island. You know, if I had any of these trees or any of these cool things, the skeleton, this puzzle totem, I can put them on here. And we've seen people build like the most spectacular, incredible islands. We also have some buildings that generate rum, and rum is used to replace your energy, and other buildings that just generate other resources as part of the game. So this is sort of the core game loop. You know, go on quests, craft, build boats, go and battle, you know, increase your XP, become stronger, collect pirate gold, and sort of recycle through there. And so that's what we have right now. And this island doesn't always look like it's in holiday theme, but we decided to give a gift to the players of the island. And so we skinned it for them, so it will look nice. So that is, in a nutshell, like the game that we have today. Again, we are going to be just making this better and better every single week, including, if you follow along today, we have a really big announcement coming. So like definitely keep an eye out for this new feature that we're launching. I'm extremely excited about it. And I don't like hype things up. I'm not like an announcement of an announcement guy. I'm very careful with my words, but I think this one will be very important, especially as it relates to economy management and pirate gold inflation, which is one of the things that we're addressing with this release. So that's the game. I also thought it'd be fun to go into our shop. We just launched the new shop today, and buy a bunch of items for giveaway. And so I'm going to go into this shop. Oh, the shop's doing well. So we have these disco skin loot boxes that we released this morning. So there's going to be 1,500 of these for all time. And the items in here are parts to build these ships or actual ships themselves. So I'm going to use the Crossmint integration right now. I'm going to just max send it. So we have a max of 10. I'm going to buy now. I'm going to blur my screen so no one can steal my credit card information. Before I do this, please just let me know that it's working. So I'm going to pay with my card.
Keeping an eye out.
All right, I just installed this plugin.
Okay, so I can see your screen now.
All right, I'm going to blur this one and this one and this one. Did it work?
I don't know. Yeah, it's blurred.
Awesome.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, fancy, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of the plugin?
Well, now I can't see anything. I don't really know how to use this plugin. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop my screen for a second, and then I'll come back to it after the purchase. Okay?
Yeah, fantastic. No worries.
Because I cannot see anything anymore because I didn't practice with this plugin. But the name of the plugin is called Blur Web. So
nice.
Okay.
I got to use that.
I'm sure there's a good way. I'm sure it works if you know how to use it, which I do.
Yeah. I'm sure some hacker out there grabbed the last 4 digits of my cards that popped up in my saved cards when I was doing the test checkout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck figuring out the first 12.
So here is where Pirate Nation has integrated Crossmint, right, for the checkout?
Correct. Yeah, this is our integration point. So I'm going to push play. All right. I think I'm going to come back now. I should be. Okay. I am human.
Okay.
I am human. It's still on there. So I'm going to go back to this weird infinite screen. Okay. Great.
Let me know when you want me to share it.
Sure.
So,
Okay, success. Okay, so now you can come back. The items are being delivered into my wallet. A receipt was sent to my wallet, or a receipt was sent to my email. And now, okay, cool, delivery complete. It's taking me back to this page. And now I should see them. Let me just refresh here quickly. I should see them in my inventory unless I purchase them to a random wallet, in which case I will need to figure that out. But I'm pretty sure I put them in this wallet. Okay, here are my Disco Shipskin loot boxes. And I'm not going to open them here because I'm going to give that pleasure to the person who ends up receiving, one of these. And I will now tell you how you can win these, or one of these. So we're going to be giving all 10 of these away in our Discord. What you have to do is hop into the Pirate Nation Discord. We have a channel that is called Code Entry. And you go into the Code Entry channel and you type in !Crossmint. That's the secret password. So the secret password is !Crossmint, all one word. And then you go in there and you're going to be entered into a raffle. And we're going to pick 10 names from the raffle. And we're going to keep this open for about 5 minutes or so to ensure that we don't just get a bunch of bots. So if you want a chance to win one of these loot boxes, hop in there. And the ship skins look amazing. I can just show you them again. So like they're the first and only animated skin in the game that we have right now, which is kind of exciting, especially as we gear up for player versus player battles, which is something that we're working on. It's on the roadmap. It's coming at some point in Q1. And so when you show up to a battle with a shiny disco ship that's in limited supply, you're going to really blow your opponent away. And I think that's it for me.
Fantastic.
What's the channel in Discord that you want people to post into?
It's called Code Entry.
Code Entry. Fantastic.
Yep. So code should be there. And if you get lost, someone on the main deck will be able to help you out and get you situated.
Nice. Well, congratulations for this launch, and we are looking forward to hear what's next. We are going to keep posted on your X account. Maybe there is going to be launched first or on Discord.
We usually do the launch in the game, and then we get all the comms out afterwards. But yes,
okay.
we'll email people. We'll put it on X. We'll send it on Discord. Like we got to reach people wherever they are.
Nice, cool. Looking forward for that, and congrats for that. I imagine it's been crazy, like to organize everything. So yeah, cool to see that lively.
Yeah, there's a lot of coordination pieces. Like I'm slacking right now. I'm just here talking. The team is doing all the hard work right now.
Yeah, totally. Nice. Well, I would like to. I have some questions for you. Like, how does Pirate Nations scale to millions? Like, what do you think is one of the things that help Pirate Nations to do so?
So there's two parts to that question, right? There's like finding millions of people who care and want to play our game. That's the customer acquisition piece. We'll work on that after. But before we can get there, we're paying for all the gas right now. And so it's costing us between $1,500 and $2,000 a day to run the game. And that's obviously not going to work if we hit multi-million players per day, unless we have like an offsetting revenue stream in place. So we're working through potential solutions right now, how we're going to scale the game. I can't talk too much about what we're doing, but the potential options are fairly obvious, like how we would solve this, because we do intend to remain fully on chain. We're pushing this technology to its logical boundaries in order to see what we can invent and create as a result of it. We believe that the constraints of using blockchain technology will breed very interesting design choices that may not be possible in centralized games. And so we know if we don't continue to push it, we're not going to have that breakthrough. And so every time we run up against a wall and we have a frustrating experience because it's much harder to do something in this way, we end up having like a technology breakthrough or design breakthrough that leads to really interesting decisions for the players and for the game itself.
Nice. Yeah, totally makes sense. And yeah, thank you for sharing it. And well, I think we are almost about to finish this live stream. But yeah, wondering if you would like to share something else to the community. I know that we have to keep posted on your socials to see what's next. And yeah, but yeah, leaving the mic for you.
Yeah, just if you want to know what we're doing, follow us on X. It's at Pirate Nation. Our Discord, I think, is also Pirate Nation, and we have a lot coming out. Our roadmap is public. It's actually kind of a really interesting thing about how we're developing the business. So it's a meme in crypto that like you have a public roadmap, except our public roadmap is live updating in real time. It's in Notion. It has details. It shows everything we've launched, everything we're working on right now, everything we're about to work on, and things that are in like the later bucket. And it's a living document that we've been delivering on. We pride ourselves on delivering on it. We move things around, of course, because we're a startup. But it isn't just like a nice graphic that shows like, hey, we're going from here to here. It's like, no, they're tactical things that we're doing to make the game better, and tactical things that we're doing that are customer facing and real. So if you're interested in that, I can drop the link for that, and you can check that out. And we love when people leave comments on it. The community loves looking at it. I leave breadcrumbs in there from time to time as I change things. I put riddles. And so there's a bit of like a cat and mouse game with the roadmap itself as well. So I just popped it into our side chat if you want to share that at some point. But yeah, keep an eye out. We're very excited about what we're doing and where we're going from here. And we have a lot more work to do. But every day has been like extremely fun building this company and this game.
Cool, fantastic. Yeah, I'm sharing the link that you just shared. Let's see if it works. If not, can you please share it to me through Slack, please, Adam?
Sure, happy to.
Nice, fantastic. Yeah, it's here. Cool. So yeah, and what about you, Danny? Danny, you gave us a very cool, to be honest, explanation about how Crossmint can be used. So yeah, if anyone wants to take a look again, this is going to stay recorded, so you can rewatch it. But yeah, it took like 5 minutes.
For sure. Yeah, check it out. The website's crossmint.com, Twitter, and our Discord as well is a good place. Like once you get going and if you have a question, I'll probably be the guy in there answering. And just like a straight up shout out. Once I saw that I was going to get to join this live stream a few weeks back, I was like, I should probably start playing that Pirate Nation game. I saw some invite codes in our internal Slack and I've been kind of hooked. So it's been a lot of fun to be here and kind of like watch it live. And as Adam was demoing, I was like, you forgot to do your barnacle blockade. Oh man, that was a great one. So
I mean, that is true. The pop-up was trying to tell me that I should have done it, and I just ignored it. I'm sad.
Yeah, I know. I was like, but oh man, it's a lot of fun. I've been kind of hooked on it, and looking forward to see it develop further. And I really got to figure out how to mint some pirate gold.
You got to get some gold.
Same.
I mean, before we suck it all out of the economy. So
right,
yeah, get some while the getting's still good.
Cool. Nice. Well, thanks everybody. It's glad to be here. Or I enjoyed being here.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. It was super cool to have you here, and happy holidays. We saw that Pirate Nation you already are celebrating, so cool.
Yeah, thank you for hosting. All right,
later, guys.
Nice. Cool. Thank you, everyone. See you, Arbitrum, in the next one.
Bye.